Alright guys, so we're going to be doing a Memento combo guide. First things first, this deck is really fun. I took it to locals last night, got first place with it. If you want to go ahead and skip to the combo guide, feel free, but I do want to touch on how it went and kind of what I think about the deck. So first things first, like I said, I got first place. I played Snake Eyes, Yubel, and Voiceless. So there was no chumps or anything being played. I wasn't playing against like Eldritch or something, something that's power crept to oblivion. But my only loss came to Snake Eyes Fiendsmith, which, I mean, what do you do there? However, it was one of those situations where it went to game 3 and they had evenly matched. What do you do there? That's kind of one of the issues this deck has is they're evenly matched. It's pretty rough. Because you had to lose. You had to really choose what you lose, and you don't want to lose any of it. But anyway, nonetheless, the deck's powerful. I think it's up there with the best of them, but it just so happens that Snake Eyes is a level above all the rest, and that's pretty clear. I think that's why we have to get a good ban list. That way, some of these other decks can kind of break out, and we can kind of see the new meta, and it'll allow you to play decks like this at a competitive level and consistently win in top events. So anyways, guys, let's get straight into the combo guide, and let me know in the comments if there's anything I can do better. If you're like a Memento player and like some of the sequencing wasn't what you'd recommend, let me know. I mean, I'm open to all suggestions, but this is just my preferred combo, and it's what works for me. So anyways, guys, here's the video. So the first combo we're going to go into is our traditional Memento Dark Blade. Memento Dark Blade, you'll normal summon it. If you're going second, he does have an effect to discard and pop a card. So that can come up, but we're going to use his effect. It's an ignition effect to pop to special summon our copy of the Anguish. Anguish's effect will trigger to grab ourselves a copy of the Horse. The Horse will special summon, and he has an ignition effect also to pop and then Foolish. So we will Foolish the Mace. These are critical. Sleepy, and then Goblin. Okay, so now you're like, well, dang, we did a lot and we don't really have anything. So we're going to go effect to pop to special summon our copy of Mace. So this deck gets infinitely better with 2-card combos. Keep in mind we still have 4 other cards in hand. It could be anything. We're going to use the effect of Mace, pop it, to add ourselves a copy of Memento Infusion. If you already have Memento Infusion, you grab Bone Party. But we're just going to do the 1-card combo, which is still fine. It's still good. And hopefully, if you only have 1 card starter and it goes through, you have like 4 hand traps to back it up. Or a pot to see something else. So activate this. It's very critical on what we put back. Mace, the Horse, we're done with that. And I would leave the Anguish just for future use. So Dark Blade, we'll send these 3 back to the deck, which the deck's right here. I'm just going to put this up. These are all the cards we need for the combo guide. Anyways, and we're going to summon out our new guy, the Creation King, who is actually a pretty good boss monster as well. So we'll use his effect to Foolish. We're going to Foolish specifically the Creation King, the the Combined Creation, and then we're going to Foolish another copy of himself. If you're wondering if this deck loses a shifter, it does. But not auto lose. You have a decent, you can still put up a decent little something sometimes. It just depends. So send these to the grave. We'll have some triggers. The Gaddock will trigger to special itself. It'll trigger again to add the Sleepy. Sleepy will use its effect to special. Effect, we will go straight into another fusion. And this is where, of course, our Twin Dragon comes in. Happens to be very critical to the deck. We'll use its effect now to add 2 cards. So it's very pertinent that you add the Mace back, because that's an interruption on your opponent's turn, and then the Horned Dragon. So we'll pop this, and we'll use this effect to special back the Sleepy.
So Sleepy does have another effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can send one Memento card from your deck to the graveyard, except Memento and Sleepy. So you want to bring out the Sleepy. So now, in a simplified game state, finally, we're going to banish the Combined Creation, and we will go ahead and grab the Memento Mictlin. And let's see. Yes. Send one Memento card. There's so many different ones. We're going to activate this. Okay. So now you're like, well, how do we pop this? Well, we're going to pop it by banishing Memento Infusion to add ourselves a copy of Bone Party. If you already have Bone Party, again, you add Memento Fusion. So this will pop. So we're going to have two triggers. We're going to have Chain 1 to Foolish, Chain 2 to Reborn. So I like to Reborn the Goblin. We like to Foolish the Trap. We have so many ways to get the Trap in the grave. It's insane. So anyways, now we have a 3+. We should have like 7 cards in hand at this point. You have an option here. And what I would do is special this. And now, if you're worried about nib, you'd probably already be nib by now. I feel like this is the right place to nib. But you can make SP. But personally, for your full combo, you're going to want to make IP. Okay. So now IP effect. Well, not IP effect. What am I talking about? Now we're going to shuffle back the Goblin. This. We're going to shuffle back the Gaddock, the Anguich, and the Twin Dragon to summon out our copy of the Combined Creation. Alright. And you could leave the Anguich for follow-up and just shuffle back in this one. But it depends on what you're wanting to do and what your hand is. So you set up your full combo next turn by doing this. So let's go ahead and send these back, leave the Anguich, because hand advantage is everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! So now this is a pretty good dang board. So we're going to set Cranium Burst, set Memento and Bone Party, and we have Mace in hand. So we have a pop, we have a 5 negates, we have Bone Party, we have this to Reborn, and we just have a lot of stuff. And we only have one card in grave, so but it's critical that this one's there. I think it's not critical, but for the bang for your buck, I would say so. Okay, so in their turn, you would activate this early as possible. Don't worry about Cosmic. I mean, if they have it, they know where it's at anyway. So we'd activate this. Let's just say we use up a negate, whatever. First thing they activate, we're going to go ahead and trigger this. So this will allow us to special back out the Anguich. Anguich effect is going to add ourselves follow-up. Follow-up for next turn. Then I would probably at some point activate Bone Party. Pop it. If you can, it's really ideal if you can use the Mace first to steal something, then use the Bone Party, pop this to add this, and then special. Add it to your hand or special summon it in defense position. So then your field spell will trigger. You'll grab this back out, and now you have one of their monsters. So, and you have follow-up for next turn. Plus you still have like 4 or 5 negates depending on what you're at this point. I like to keep, you would have their monster. Okay, so if they find a way, they're typically going to go for SP to get rid of this. But keep in mind, you still have an Appaloosa play or that live. So this will be engrave. You have a destroy 2. So when they do something, you can destroy 3 cards. Like, so you can go effect, pop this, then you can pop 1 card they control. This will trigger. It'll pop this, or this, it doesn't matter. And then he can pop 2 more cards they control. Okay, and let's just say they still have something. You can go ahead and SP away their monster. SP away, go into IP with their monster and yours. And go into SP, effect, banish that monster. And then you still get the other removal off SP. So when played correctly, then you would still have these negates. Like, you're never going to use all these negates. You're typically going to use like 3 at most. Typically it's just Scoop City when they do that. So let's think about the interruptions that we had. Okay, with just 1 card. We had this, so that's 5. We had this, that's 6. We had the Trihorn Dragon, that's 7. We had the IP into SP, that's 8. SP Others Effect, 9. We had the Key Mace, 10. And then we had, so yeah, 10 right there. And then we have insane follow-up. Like, they have to attack this, so they can't just go to battle and, let's just say, try to run over the SP. They have to battle this or this. I think it would be, in this case, either one, because it's the Memento with the highest attack. Yeah, that can attack, must attack. The highest attack, yeah. So it's kind of like the Nightmare Pain. It's their choice if they're tied. So basically, if they go to battle with attack position monsters, they have to attack this and just keep attacking. So it's freaking broken. So anyways, on your follow-up, keep in mind we managed our resources properly, and we got the Dark Blade, so we would normal the Dark Blade. And keep in mind we still had like 4 other cards in hand. So this combo only gets crazier with whatever cards you had in hand. And then whatever we draw, our graveyard is loaded. We can literally just do the exact same thing again. And typically you're going to end with something similar to what you already had. Yeah, something similar to what you already had. Plus this, usually. And then you have 5,000 attack points. Bone Party. If they say, okay, I'm just going to leave something in defense position, we don't care. Because we'll just banish, well, where did my graveyard go? We'll just banish the Bone Party and give our Creation King, our Combined Creation, lethal, or piercing damage. Also, instead of popping the Memento Micklin, you could just pop the Key Mace. It doesn't really matter at that point. They're not playing through 10 interruptions, I'm sorry. There's no deck out there that can play through it.